Right. Hello. A bit of a cough. Let's get it sorted. Right. Are we okay? Are we ready? Are we all sitting in comfortably? Get yourself comfortable, because it's been a bit of a crap day today, to be honest, not going to lie. A bit of a weird day, to be honest. Well, we had some excitement. So we're now at 14 subscribers on Spotify. So hello, number 14, whoever you are. And we've gained another one on YouTube as well. I don't know how this is happening. We just get one every couple of months, which I suppose is fine. Not going to win any records, but are people actually subscribing because they've accidentally pressed the button? And it's like their kids have pressed the button by mistake, and they stumbled on my podcast and then didn't know what to do. And that's how I think. I think someone's obviously stumbled on it, and then they've gone, oh no, what do? I need to get off this quickly. Off it. Oh no, I've hit the subscribe button. And they don't know how to unsubscribe. Maybe people who have subscribed to this are just trapped because they don't know how to unsubscribe, and they just heard me once and just thought, you know what, I'll just do that. I'll just try and move on as quick as I can, panic and then press the subscribe button. Oh no, I've pressed the subscribe button. Ah! Well, if you did it on purpose, then you might want to go to the doctor to get checked out. Just check your mental health here. Come on now. Come on. But we do like a subscriber because it cheers me up. I love a subscriber because I'm really slow and steady. Hey, this is number 52 podcast. So on number 52, which is, someone has remarked, how the hell did that happen? And I don't know. It's quite exciting, isn't it? We're still doing 5 minutes of preamble, and then we're into the book. So preamble, this is preamble time. So stories, it's a bit of a crazy one. So pumpkin carving, we all did pumpkin carving. Is everyone sick of, we should call this a Halloween special. So we'll call this the Halloween special, just because it is, but I've actually called it something else on my phone. But yes, so Halloween, isn't it? So carving pumpkins, the pain of scraping out pumpkins. Now, as I'm the male of the household, well, I'm not the only male, there are 3 others. They're very small than me. They're not midgets, not circus midgets, they're just children. But they're not very good at scooping, are they? Small children aren't very good at scooping. So I've scooped at least 6 or 7 pumpkins this time round. So I had to do that, which was not ideal. Get a scooper's arm, don't you? Get scooper's wrist. Scooper's arm and scooper's wrist, where you could just have to keep scooping, and it aches, doesn't it? Well, yep. So that's that. So that's not. Yeah. So that happened. So did that. I mean, the whole hassle of having to choose what carving you're going to do, and obviously one kid will do something and when it all goes wrong, so you want another pumpkin, but they can't because you don't have enough pumpkins, so we've got to carve that one. It's just, everything's in the right tools, find the right drills. Do we drill it? Do we use hole saws? Do you do all the tools you get from the shops that are just plastic and fall apart? All that crap, you got all that to deal with. So that all happened, and then I went to my desk this morning, as you do. I got some goodies in my drawer. I can have them for breakfast, because that's the best time to eat junk food, isn't it, as a dad? Just eat it first thing in the morning. And lo and behold, it'd been eaten by a mouse. So I had to empty all the drawers in my desk to find out if anything had taken up residency, and nothing had. It's just a passing visitor, which actually really annoyed me more. Because I was kind of hoping that something had moved in, and then at least it's got a food supply and it's warm for the winter. But no, it's obviously snuck out again. And that's annoyed me, because it needs a paper piper. It needs a paper piper, doesn't it? It needs to move in. It needs to be my pet. If it's going to eat my food, it can be my pet. But obviously it doesn't think that way. So yeah. So a mouse came in. So that's been a bit of a, what with the Midas touch of brown last week, it's all kind of a bit of an odd one, really. Anyway, let's we've done 5 minutes, 4 minutes and 58. So let's find a book There's the book. Right, I haven't got my reading glasses on either, which is quite annoying. Where were we? So it's a bit boring at the moment, so we'll just kind of scan through and get to where we need to be. The nerves ratched up a notch. Oh, was I in that intriguing? I'd never seen you before. I made my voice tease. I make my voice tease. And you saw someone who looked like she needed guidance. How kind of you to reach out. I'm a saint. I told you I like this anonymity thing, I say. And I do. I don't, because I can't pronounce it. The idea that we have no idea what the other person does during the days. Perhaps you spend the whole day working as a surgeon at a children's hospital. He raises an eyebrow. Oh, he's off to eyebrow raising again. I wasn't honest when I said I was a saint. Then perhaps you spend the whole day evading the New York Police Department because you've heard you're head of an organised crime ring. Yeah, I'm going to have to stop there. This is killing me. No, let's keep going. I turn towards him on the couch, and he responds in kind. His free hand landing on my thigh. He's got a free hand. What are the other hands doing? He's probably holding a glass. Do we think he's holding a glass then? Or is his other hand just on someone else's eyebrow? Because he's lifting other people's eyebrows. I turn towards him. You think I'm about to make you an offer you can't refuse? You're welcome to try, but it's exciting not knowing. Don't you think? It is. Do I have a European princess beside me? A young Hollywood actress? A surgeon who works at a children's hospital? We'll never know. A complete mystery, he agrees. Oh, it's so shit. I like it, although it does feel odd not to have a name to call you or refer to you in my head. His eyes flash with heated amusement. There are tons of things you can call me. Oh, here we go. I shift closer, leaning against the back of the sofa. You know, you came over to talk to me, even though you weren't allowed to. He raises an eyebrow. Whose eyebrows is he raising? I did, but I waited for you to speak first. His voice growls deeper. Something I should hear from a jumbotron. From a jumbotron narrating a movie. Right. Okay then. Reading me my favourite audiobook. What the fuck? It slides over my skin like a dark caress. It's like a dark caress. Despite all the women who approached you, despite the fascinating performance currently on display. His hand slides an inch higher on my thigh. The only place we're touching. A thumb brushes across the hem of my black dress. Is there a question here somewhere? I'm not sure if I'm ready to ask it. I'm perfectly comfortable. I'm perfectly comfortable where I am. He murmurs. He has a murmur. I'm perfectly comfortable. So no need to ask me anything. So no need to ask me anything. I could rephrase it actually, so it's more like a hypothetical. His lips quirk again. A hypothetical, sure. This quirk is a. Oh, that's a quark. I was thinking quantum physics then. A small bit of energy, a small matter of energy. Sure, we need to go and find the quantum physics book. I can't stop and just go and look at quantum physics because I'll just go down a rabbit hole and then I won't be able to finish this book. But like a quirk, something has a quirk. You can't be a thing, can it? I'm sure that word is used incorrectly. Can someone just leave a message to tell me if it's used incorrectly or not? Because it's doing my head in. If anyone actually listens to this podcast, as we've concluded several times. What, you think I usually don't... Oh, hold on. Considering you approached me, and considering what you usually do at these parties, I What do you think I usually do? What do you think I usually do at his parties? He interjects. I have a feeling a lot of it is conjecture. Breathe. Conjecture. Oh, whatever. You're telling me you don't participate? He smiles, turned wolfish, an eyebrow raised. I participate. Whose eyebrow is he raising? I need to know. Is he just running around his party just raising people's eyebrows? Nerves mixed with heady, dizzying want. Oh, phone locks. Sweep through my stomach. What would his hands feel like higher up my leg? Well, it depends on if they were detached or not. Probably a bit wet if they were just like cut off. His lips on mine. Again, are we just ripping his lips off and sticking them on hers? Am I brave enough to do this? Of course you do, I say. You're probably in high demand. He reaches up with a free hand to run it through short, dark hair, thick through his fingers. I rarely compliment my women. Do you enjoy it? Whose hair? Hold on a minute. I'm just reading. Sorry, I went a bit quiet because this is like... Okay, of course you do, I say. You're probably in high demand. Okay. So he's like... Yeah. So he reaches up with a free hand to run it through short, dark hair, thick through his fingers. So whose thick, short, dark hair is this? Is it his? Is it someone else's? Is it the same person he's raising the eyebrow on? Where is his hair? Is it just a wig? Has he just got a wig on his lap or something? Do you enjoy it? Shaking his head in disbelief, he takes my champagne glass out of my hand and lifts it to his lips. There's amusement in his eyes as he takes a large sip. Stealing my drink. I think I need it more than you do. I'm that challenging? ? Thought we'd better add some question marks so you know that, because let's face it, I'm monotonal and you don't know if he's asking a question or not. No, he says, his thumb moving in a circle on my knee. And yes, this conversation isn't anything like the ones I've had at the Gilded Room before. Oh, I narrow my eyes at him. Are they all fuck's sake, discussions about sex then? Although I suppose that what we're talking about as well, but not very directly. I can see you thinking again, he says. Straight-laced. I frown. That can't be my nickname you're giving me. Oh, what would you like to be called? Oh, sorry, what would you like me to call you? Seeing my expression, he chuckles again. It's just as dark as the other times. I'll surprise you then. I clear my throat. I still haven't asked you my hypothetical question. You're wondering if I wanted to sleep with you, he says. And the answer is yes. My throat goes dry, but I don't look away from his steady gaze on mine. Oh, right, okay. I saw you across the room. The way you smiled at me, I knew I wanted you beneath me. No, just beneath, not on top. Just beneath. That's not ideal. Well, maybe. Who knows? I wet my lips. Is this more similar to how your conversations with women usually go here? He shakes his head. No, they're far more clinical. I suppose you rarely have to seduce anyone here. I murmur, still reeling from his earlier words. His hand slides higher, settling around the curve of my outer thigh. I find it enjoyable. So that's what we're doing then. I trace my finger along the edge of the champagne glass, and his eyes track the movement, seducing one another. Isn't all conversation a form of seduction? Definitely a mafia boss, I breathe. His surprised chuckle feels hot against my skin. How? Because he's just breathing really hard? And just like, she's so close that he's just like, You're welcome to think whatever you like about me. I put my hand on his broad chest. And his sideboard. He's got a broad chest, a sideboard, and a couple of bedside tables. Because didn't we talk about bedside tables in another book? Was there some talk of bedside tables in another book? Was it like episode 30 or something? We must have been talking about bedside tables. I'm sure we've talked about bedside tables. Again, if anyone's just catching up with all this, if they remember me talking about bedside tables, that'd be great. Because I can't remember anything I was saying in any of these podcasts. I think I blank it out of my mind, really. It's just a big blur. Blur. Anyway, I put my hand in his broad chest. Why have they always got broad chests as well? Surely it's an issue for buying shirts. He's more... and my fingers feel fingers flat against the strength beneath his shirt. Oh. He's more tangible male than the men I usually interact with. As if he's been baked and hardened into steel. What the fuck? That is... What? Oh. If that is what men in their 30s are like, I've been missing out. Or maybe it's just the kind of men who frequent places like the Gilded Room. Oh, right, so she wants a man not squishy. It's a shame. Well, luckily for me, these women don't really exist. Well, they obviously do, and I don't date any. Well, I don't anyway, do I? I've got 3 kids and a miserable home life. I don't know if I'm daring enough for this, I admit. His smile is reassuring. We'll just have to try and see. Another real rule of the Gilded Room is that there's no expectations. I slide my hand up to his neck, tentatively, running my fingers across the rough 5 o'clock shadow that coats his square jaw. Right, made it through that sentence. There are some things we can try from the comfort of this couch. I agree. But let's get rid of this first. He reaches up, slowly giving me time to eject. I don't. Holding still as he unties the mask and slips it off my face. There, he murmurs. Much better. I thought we were meant to wear them. Anyway, we hover. Now, I really nearly said we hoover, which would have made this whole sentence a lot better. But now, because I haven't got my reading glasses on, it did look like we hoover. But it'd be quite great, just like people having sex everywhere. Right, sorry, I'm just getting the Dyson out, or the shark cleaner. Let's not pick on imagine a Henry the Hoover more at a party like that. Sex party, get the Henry out. Maybe he's got a little mask on as well. Maybe he's got his eyes closed, because let's face it, Henry the Hoover is innocent. We don't want him shocked, but he does have Hetty. And she's a little girl, isn't she? So yeah, anyway, unlike Charles, the bigger version, I feel like we're getting into quite a heavy vacuum cleaner talk, which maybe we shouldn't. Maybe we should. I do like the pneumatics are a good vacuum cleaner. Anyway, right. But yeah, as a sex party, the vacuum cleaner of choice, Henry Hoover. Anyway, he reaches up slowly, giving me time to go. Then, there, he murmurs. Much better. He does a lot of murmuring. Maybe I should read this book in a murmured voice. We who knew a sweet sensation of closeness watches over me. My eyes flutter close to his raise the distance between us and presses his lips against mine. Right, so my eyes flutter close as he braves the distance between us and presses his lips to mine. Just like little kids, put them close together. The kiss is competent and warm, and my body reacts to it like a flower to the sun. Oh, that's lovely. That's a lovely description, isn't it? Heat spreads through my limbs and my mouth opens to him on a soft exhale. Aww. Really? That's a bit shit, isn't it? His tongue sweeps across my lower lip, his hands curving around my thigh in a tight type grip. My nerves melt away in the face of this. No match against his skill, his heat, the way my body warms. Oh, so shit. This is the easiest thing in the world. Probably is, because you're about to become the easiest thing in the world. I will reply by kissing him again, capturing his answering chuckle against my lips. My hands slide into his hair, the thick strands silky through my fingers. He growls into my mouth as I tug. Raw! Raw! Just like, okay. People, if you are listening to this and you have partners, please go away and try and growl into your partner's mouth. Just tell me. It's gotta be. How? Why? Surely, no. This is a risk worth taking. There's no telling when I'll have a man like this touch me again. Well, I imagine when you get your next invite, a handsome man who excludes power and competence and dark, sly wit. I'm not this girl, I tell him. His hand grips my hips, pulling me tight against him. I know, he says, voice hoarse. It only makes me want you more. He's got a horse. Nay! He's got his horse voice. Nay, nay. Only makes me want you more. Nay. The words send delicious shivers over my skin. High on him, on my own bravery, I sling one leg over his lap and straddle him. We might be concealed in the dark alcove, but I'm still at a party and there's people milling around. His hands run up the sides of my dress, ghosting past my breasts. Ghosting? Do we ghost body parts nowadays? That's interesting. I'm not going to reply to those tits. Kiss me again, straight-laced. Not my nickname, I tell him, and he grins. I cover it with my lips, and we're lost once more to the chemistry between us, to whatever magic happens when his lips and mine meet. My desire pounds in tune to the beat of the music, hypnotic and sensual. Beneath me, the hard length of him is evidence of his own. Well, because he's made out of steel, every bit of him's hard, you know what I'm saying? The surprise makes me break away. He doesn't skip a beat, shifting to my neck instead. A large hand cups my breast. Is it his hand? We do not know. And smooths a thumb through the fabric, finding a tight point of my nipple without effort. I want you. Oh no, we got to say it in a hoarse voice that way. Nay, I want you. Nay, nay. He says, lips against my skin. Do you want to find an unoccupied room? I swallow against the dryness in my throat. There's still a third performance. I heard there will be pyrotechnics. I think, he murmurs, that we will have all the fire we need right here. Oh my God, I'm going to vomit in my mouth. That's brilliant. So, we're at the end of a chapter as well, which seems absolutely pointless because we're still at the party. So how does that work? I do not know. Right, anyway, I will now to move on. So, it is half an hour. Have we done half an hour? Oh no, where's my thing? We have done 23 minutes, which is long enough for a podcast. So, toodle pip, have fun. I'll speak to you again.